I want to share this with y'all. This is a floodplain for the Guadalupe River down below the dam. Most people do not see this. They walk right past it, never knowing they can walk into it. It is gorgeous back in here. The trees are wide open. There's vegetation everywhere. It's not as thick as people think because the vegetation grows on the outside of the roads and edges, covering up actually hollow inside where very few plants actually grow. This is actually a free open area. The only thick vegetation occurs on that tree line where the footpath and the trees are lining the road into paths. They need more light, so they go to where they can get it, and that's along the roadsides and edges. You can see the trees that are down in here. You can see the natural rock formations that are exposed here. As the water comes through, it washes over the soil, pulling it away, leaving the rocks exposed. The rocks, of course, over time build up in places as they catch and gather on each other and pile up. I have to assume, though, that since this area was messed with over 50 years ago when they built Canyon Dam, that this rather large pile of rocks here that is now soiled over and treed is put there by man to divert that river over there to keep it from flowing this way towards the spillway and towards the outlet areas. So the original river channel is over there, which we looked at earlier, and this is all the floodplain that occurs when we have major rain. Here is another great example over here of how diversity is overcome by nature. Old cypress tree rotting away, one of the best habitats for a new tree to place root. Look at that, isn't that amazing? And it climbs way up. Another tree beside it died, or actually a vine I should say. This is a vine that died here. That is a vine, not a tree. Don't grab it, That is a tree. You can see the texture on it. These are texture marks. You can see the different bark style, how the bark protrudes a little. That is a tree. The other one is a vine that has died, and the root system is taken over inside of the old cypress. Now, we've looked at some old cypress, but I want to show you some really cool, new, healthier cypress. Look at that. Nice roots. Go up, and go up, and go up, and up, and up. This thing towers over me. And this is not one of the bigger specimens out here. This is actually kind of a small cypress tree I've seen out here. We have much healthier specimens that are older, and some that are younger. If you see over here in the background, you'll see another tree years and years and years ago that fell. Actually, two trees. This one, completely dead. This one, completely dead. This open valley here is really amazing. And over here is another tree, completely dead, but beautiful growth around it. The vines and the newer trees just grab on and wrap on and do what they need to. You can see the old tree died away. New trees came up from near it. This tree is amazing. It started growing, fell over, caught itself, and grew back up towards the sunlight, stretching as far as it could. But in the meantime, because of its angle, it curved and grew upward. I'll show you another angle from this so you can see it really well. Take a look at this, folks. This is amazing. Trees and vegetation. I mean, you could do the limbo underneath this tree. Come on, everybody, let's limbo! But no, this is actually cool. You can see the branches in the tree, how it grows up towards the sunlight. The most vegetation you'll find is in the canopy of the trees. Down here, in the bottom stories of it, you won't find much vegetation. That's where the leaves don't need to be. They need to be higher up, available for sunlight to strike them and to grow and get taller. As you go over here, you see the trail over there I was mentioning earlier. And as you come around here, you'll see the dead tree. Now, I wanted to show you this tree. This tree is utterly amazing. Before I step there, I want to show you this. This is a debris pile washed up by the flooding over years. Some of it happened in October this past year, 2013 last year. About to enter October of this year now. We're about to actually enter September of 2014. This is amazing. All these tree pieces piled up in one spot. This will deteriorate, compost down naturally, and you'll have a whole new soil level here for the new trees to grow into, which are actually in a way already doing it. This tree here, as you can see, fell over also, and it is sprouting new limbs like the older trees already seen, and they are growing up towards the sky, up towards the sun. This tree, though, this tree is amazing. Look at it closely. What do you see about it? That's right, its bark is missing. Why? It's dead, of course. But look again closely. What do you see here? Do you see the pattern? Trees don't grow straight up. They grow and twist as they grow. If they did not do this, they would not be able to support themselves. It's obvious when an older tree has died. You can see the lines and how they support themselves. Bark hides the internal workings of a tree. When it dies, it exposes it. You can see it very well and very easily. This is a layer of the outer shell that's dying slowly. And on top of this, you see, when you get closer, little critters living in there, enjoying a meal, enjoying habitat, growing. It's chock full of those little guys down there. Kind of hard to see in the sunlight. In this light. Let's see if we can turn some light on them. There you go. There they are down in there. Still hard to see, but you get the idea. Okay, now let's get back to this tree. Almost completely hollow. Amazing how nature takes back what it had produced before. Spiders living here now. Pretty cool. This hollow trunk once held the heart of a tree. Now it is home to animals and critters of all ages and sizes. Now I wouldn't advise doing what I'm about to do, kids. Don't ever stick your hand, head, or body inside of a tree. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick a camera up there. See if we can get a little light on the matter. It's not as easy as it sounds. Pretty cool, isn't it? Can't see inside of it, but it's a hollow tree. And if you were a tree right now, you go, wow, that guy was old. But you're not a tree, and neither am I, so we're not going to say stuff that's goofy like that. I might just say it for fun. But yeah, this tree was very old before it passed out and died. You might say this was a grandfather of some of these other trees around here, but since I'm not really sure the species, I'm not that good at telling what a plant is without some more details, I'd have to say that this tree definitely died, and some of these trees around here are probably its progeny. The younglings that came later after this one died and passed on.